Okay, hi, I'm Jeff Lowe here as part of our 2020 infrastructure report, day two. We've got a number of video clips, as we're calling them, from, if you will, personalities from around the region that are well known, here to give their insight on the challenges that are facing the industry regarding infrastructure, current conditions, COVID-19, the future. And this morning, we're very happy to have on the call, if you will, Rita Tam, who's the general manager of TAG Aviation Macau. She's been in that position now coming up on almost 2 years, And so very happy to have her and have her give us her opinion on what the state of the world is, if you will. So we've got 4 questions. It's the same for all the attendees, if you will. And so the first one, of course, is a very simple one, Rita. Obviously, in your position and being in Macau, SAR, you've got some challenges. And so what do you see those challenges currently are as it relates to infrastructure for you there in TAG Aviation Macau?
Yeah, I joined in TAG in Macau for 2 years, almost 2 years.
Yep.
Yeah, we are the second FBO here in Macau. The old one, the existing one was like 20 years ago.
Yep.
And we were like brand new, not a brand new, but it's the second FBO here. Just like it's hard for me. Just like last year, we are new here, and we need to get more market share for this business aviation in Macau.
Yeah, but who better to do that than Rita Tam? I mean, come on.
Yeah, for the challenge for me for last year is how to get more market share for the existing business aviation in Macau. So how can I get more from the existing competitor? So that was my challenge in last year. But fortunately, I can be able to get some more than 50% of the market share for the last year. But obviously for this year, everyone is facing the COVID-19.
Yeah, well, hang on, before you get to this year, before you get to COVID.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, for Macau, I mean, we talked specifically about the infrastructure there.
Yeah.
It's not a big airport.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
I would imagine on the infrastructure side, maybe you're constrained by ramp and your hangars and so on else. What kind of infrastructure challenges are you facing there?
Yeah, we do have our own business aviation parking stand here.
Right.
Yeah, it's solely for GA aircraft. We have 15 parking stands.
Right.
But for those parking stands, we are only up to G550. For those up to 650 or both BBJ, we need to occupy a commercial parking stand.
Okay.
So yeah, like last year we are planning, and we since we were here, we submit the compact parking scheme to the airport, just like
Right.
the Hong Kong BAC. The one parking stand they can be able to park like it's more flexible. I can
Sure.
say you can be able to park 737 and down to like 280. But because the Macau airport is quite strict, actually, they are really like one parking stand for one aircraft so it's not that flexible. So since we were here, we try to convince the airport to have the compact parking, so more flexible for the parking. So yeah,
are you having any success or?
Yeah, we are trying. It's just like last year we have like 650, and we hardly to convince the passenger, the operators, that we have no parking stand. But when they look at the parking stand for the G8, it's quite empty. But for the 650, we told the operator, we have no parking stand. But when they look at outside,
is that just because of the size of the airplane and the wingspan,
sort of thing? The wingspan. It's the wingspan.
Okay.
It's just like a little more than they cannot be able to park in that empty big space, So we are trying to convince that whether we can disembark the passengers and tow the aircraft to those parking stands. But yeah, sometimes we succeed, but sometimes we cannot. It's like they always complain, we have a lot of commercial, but not that many in comparison with the Hong Kong airport. But they still need time to to adjust what they are saying is the BC operation. But if we can give them comfort because they are really concerned about safety. We told them we have the experience to tow the aircraft. We have enough wing walkers. We have enough safety concern. So a couple of times we can be able to convince them to disembark the passenger and move the aircraft to our own GA aircraft. But right now they have planned to we're paying the parking stand to park the bigger aircraft like 650 BBJ in our own GA parking stand. That's what we are doing right now.
Any talks of I thought there was some talk about actually increasing the apron size as well.
The apron size for existing, yes, they have the master plan.
Right.
They are doing the extension, the airport extension right now.
Yes.
Yeah, they are doing right now. So they what they are saying, they have some business jet BA parking stand for us, but they didn't say how many, but they said they have the plan for additional parking stand.
Okay. And what about hangars then?
Right now we have 3 hangars. 2 belongs to the airport. One is our GA, is our own FBO hangar, but we are share with our partner with MBAC.
Okay.
So right now our own hangar we can be able to park in helicopter, but if any aircraft need a hangar space, we still can talk to the airport. They have the 2 big hangars
because I know
over there.
you are offering maintenance and line services and so on. And
yeah, we do have a maintenance team here. We have two engineers and a few cleaners here.
Right.
Yeah, we do support globals and some Gulfstream aircraft type here.
So, if you will, the answer to the question could be you've got what you need, but you would sure like more.
Of course, yeah. We need to communicate with the government here and the airport because they are not that easy to communicate. It's not like Hong Kong that I used to work before. They need time to convince.
Right. And so yeah, that was 2019 and then 2020. So how have you guys handled the pandemic? What's the effect been on your business?
The first quarter we are quite okay because a lot of charters coming back to Macau and then transit here back to China. In the first quarter up to March, we are okay.
Right.
But because of the travel restrictions, as we said, Macau government is very proactive to close the border.
Right.
They have the very strict travel restrictions since April. They don't allow any people to coming to Macau except the Macanese, except the Macau people to come back. So even though Hong Kong people, Taiwan, they allow Hong Kong people and Taiwanese to go to Macau, but they need 14 days quarantine.
Yep.
So it's very strict, very strict. Even though the crew members, they don't allow crew members to enter Macau.
Yeah. Okay. As well. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So that's why what we are doing is
that's been reportedly one of the loopholes here in Hong Kong, for instance.
Correct. Yeah, correct. So since April till now, we only can handle the transit flight, some of the test off flight, training flight. Just a few flights. Right. So because of the travel restrictions, even though right now we don't have case, I think since May or April, over 260 days, we have 0 case here. So, we opened up the border with China since late September. Right. So people from China, they can come to Macau. If they stay there for 14 days, they can come to Macau without quarantine.
Right.
So even though we open the border, but we don't have that many flight that we expect.
Right.
So yeah.
And obviously, I would assume, sort of coupled with a fairly restrictive crackdown on travel and everything else, the government has hopefully stepped in on the other side of things and been very supportive in trying to make sure that industry stays alive, if you will. And particularly, I mean, what have they done in regards to the aviation sector in Macau?
Yeah, they have incentive for our industry. Uh, for example, they waive our rent since they waive our rent fees for a few months,
Right.
and yeah, they do have a lot of subsidiary for people.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why that's why mechanism Macau people, they don't really concern about their jobs or their living.
Mhm.
So because as you know, Macau economy, they are pretty well. They are very wealthy. So
Yep.
even though I go to the shopping mall, the shops are still here. The shops are still there.
Yeah.
But
the casinos are closed, or are they open?
no, they are open.
Okay.
They're open since February, but it's
Okay.
just quite empty over there.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
imagine.
but business is picking up, but not that so fast that what we expect.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's always good to hear that the government has been supportive, because we all know to really get through this, it certainly means everyone has to chip in. So, and that
Yeah.
includes the government. So,
Yeah.
just if I can ask you to maybe expand your comments. Obviously, Macau is part of China. What do you see as the challenges in China when it comes to infrastructure? I mean, it seems, you have what you need. Like you said, you'd like more of it, but you've got a government that's helping work with you, an airport authority that's listening, maybe not moving as fast as you would like, but at least you've got what you need in the form of FBOs and apron hangars and everything else. But how would you rate or look at the rest of China and the challenges there in particular?
Yeah, we do the research recently for the FBO in China, in particularly in China. We did a research. We had 100 airport research in China,
Right.
and we found that there are not that many FBO building in China, even though in the top 10 cities, that they have the most business jet over there. Only Beijing, Guangzhou, Hongqiao, Shanghai, and also one of the others. There's only four.
I hope when our 2020 infrastructure report comes out, the data matches yours, okay?
Yeah, we only found that there's only 4 FBO building in the top 10 cities in China.
Yep.
So the infrastructure, I think is really good opportunities to build an FBO building.
Yep.
And I also went to the Guangzhou Air Show a month ago. So I went there for a couple of times for the FBO in Guangzhou. And they extend their parking, they have a lot of facilities over there, because they have land, they have room to build.
Room.
Yeah. And yeah, so I think the infrastructure in China is build more FBO and also the MRO as well. Yeah, they have a lot of just like right now. I know they are very busy in those domestic flight. They are very busy.
Yep.
Yeah, because they can fly a lot, but their lack of FBO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so we are doing the risk. Yeah.
I guess the new Beijing airport, I mean, that's supposed to have FBO and MRO, and so that's supposed to come online soon too, right?
Yeah, that's what we are talking about that too. The Daxing Airport. Daxing Airport.
Yeah.
That what we are looking at it right now.
Yeah.
Even though the Daxing Airport is not close to the downtown city, but we are looking for the more business jet over there, because the capital airport is very, very busy on the commercial.
Yeah. Well, I guess the expectation is with the Dashing Airport opening, that will provide some relief back to capital. And so maybe there'll be a fair distribution of business jets around the Beijing airports, if you will. So maybe.
Yeah, yeah. And also in China, they only use that kind of private jet lounge.
Mm.
And that kind of private jet lounge is not that many as well. So we just noticed that there's only 5 private jet lounge over there.
Yeah.
So, and the condition is not that good. That's what we
Oh yeah, I
understand.
mean, and the condition is not consistent either. I mean,
Yeah, correct.
There's no sort of standard level. And
Yeah.
as we had talked just before we got on, I mean, and those lounges can't even approach, if you will, replicating the kind of personalized service, someone would get from Tag Aviation Macau. It just can't be replicated. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right, last question then, of course, is getting out that crystal ball. There, I guess, talks of vaccines, maybe light at the end of the tunnel. What do you see sort of for the industry a year, 2 years, 3 years from now? Obviously, I guess you're hoping that the Macau Airport Authority and the government continues to listen to you and then actually acts upon it. So you hope to see some local changes. But as a whole for the industry, how do you see possibly the future panning out?
I think for in the short term for the next year, if the borders open up, I think a lot of people will be flying because they stuck there. They stuck
Yep.
in their own
Yeah,
place for so long.
We all represent pent up demand. Okay, we're all pent up demand.
Yeah, even though I spoke to some of our operators here, their boss, they would like to travel even though they don't like the China, because we can only allow to go to China right now, even though they don't really travel to China very often before, and they would like to go there because they stuck here for so long.
Yeah.
So if they have chance, they will go wherever they want to go. So I think if the vaccine work well, I think people will be flying like crazy for the next year.
But for instance, if I can ask, I mean, obviously you've been taking added health and safety measures. What do you think is going to stay, and what do you think will maybe go back to the old way? But I mean, my assumption has always been that, to a certain extent, travel has changed forever now.
Yes.
And I think certain number of things that are in place now, particularly as a screening and maybe the requirements for an immunization passport or something, that's going to be around for a while. And so what's your take on what you think? Well, you as the FBO, what will you continue to do even though, say, the pandemic goes away, but you're still going to practice it because it's health and safety, if you will?
Yeah, of course. And also it's the airport requirement as well. We have the AACM, the civil aviation to check for us for the social distancing, whether we have the hand sanitizer, whether we have the thermometer check for the passengers. We have all these kind of measures here.
Right.
It's also we have the very strict requirement in the airport. So even though we have the transit aircraft, they still need the crew. They don't need to go enter Macau. They still need them to present the COVID test report, right, even though it's a transit flight. So I think people get used to it. People will get used to it if they travel. Oh, they will need to get a COVID test report. People, if they want to travel. So a lot of people right now in Macau, they do their test every week, week, because they travel to China very often. Every week, so they get used to it. So I think for the next year, if people go to travel, they don't mind to do this. Because it's very very convenient. Even though the airport are setting up the laboratory right now. So
I mean, we're all used to taking off our shoes now when we go through security. A lot of things that are in place because of world events. I expect with with the pandemic, a lot of it's going to stay the same in place.
Yeah.
That old story that it's never happened before, well, it happened now. So
Yeah.
you don't got that, you don't have that argument anymore. Okay. So if it
Yeah, of
happened
course.
once,
Yeah.
it can happen again. So we
Yeah.
can't totally let our guard down per se. And
Yeah.
well, it just won't happen. So
Yeah, even though one time I escort one of the owner to go through the commercial terminal, because right now, because of the pandemic, for all the arrival flight, they cannot go through the FBO. They need to
right,
go to the main terminal.
right,
Even though the lead passenger, they don't know how to do the travel call. They don't know how to do
yeah,
that kind of the green codes.
yeah,
And then they have to do it because they don't mind, because in the old days, they would say, how do I go through how can I go through the commercial terminal? But right now they don't mind. They have, if they need to come here, they need to go through the
yeah,
certain procedures.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's
Yeah, no, if you will, habits have changed, and hopefully, likewise, everyone recognizes in everybody's interest to do this. Okay. And
yeah.
so, as much as you find it uncomfortable yourself, well, you do it for the other people too. Okay.
Right, correct.
So,
Yeah.
so, um, okay, great. Rita, I thank you very much for your time.
Thank you,
As
Jeff.
always, it's great to talk to you and get caught up as well. So enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks again.
You too. You stay safe.
Yeah, stay safe.
Stay healthy.
Yeah. So
Thank
thank
you.